This story's been around for over 200 years. And tonight we're going to hear yet another version of Who Stole My Golden Arm. And I hope you're going to enjoy it. So sit back. If there's children in the house, you may want to move them around or sit close to them and let them hold on to you as we hear Who Stole My Golden Arm. Once upon a time, there was a very, very rich man. He lived in a great big house on top of a misty mountain. He was so rich that people would travel up the winding road that led up to his house and ask him to do favors for him. Maybe donate some money. Children would go up there to his door and they'd try to peddle their cookies and candy bars and magazine subscriptions for school. But even more often, parents would arrive with their daughters in tow, knowing that this rich man was not married. They hoped he'd fall helplessly in love with their daughters. He turned away the children, and that was despite all the wonderful goodies they had to offer. And likewise, he turned away all the fair women, many of which were young and beautiful. He turned them all away because he believed that no one was really interested in him, that all they really were interested in was his money and his big house on the hill. One day, a woman arrived at his door. She wasn't looking for money or for love. She simply needed some directions. He was suspicious, but after listening to her tales of getting lost, he found himself most captivated by her arm. It was her golden arm. He invited her in for tea, and she must have been very thirsty after such a long and lost travels. He would give her the directions she needed, and curiosity got the best of him, and he wanted to know more about the golden arm of hers. So over a glass of tea, she told him how she had been born the daughter of the richest man in the land, a man even richer than himself. Now, she had been in a terrible horseback riding accident as a little girl, and riding the horse that her father had given her, and her father felt terrible. When she lost her arm, she cried and cried and cried. Who would ever fall in love with a one-armed girl? How would she ever tend to a home and to a husband and to a child with only one arm? Her tears of pain and loss only made her father's guilt grow. So, when she was a young lady, her father gave her a gift of the golden arm. It was made of the finest gold in the world and made to look exactly like her arm, but of solid gold. Her father told her that no one, no thing, no accidents, no horses could ever take that arm away from her. It was her golden arm. Entertained by her tale of the golden arm, the man gave her directions that she needed, then invited her back for tea the next day. Day after day, they enjoyed afternoon tea together, and eventually they married. He thought no man was as fortunate, as blessed, and as lucky as he. Then suddenly, one day, his wife died. So, not long after his beloved wife had been buried, he grabbed a shovel because he had realized that while he was saddened and he did love his wife, he knew he loved her golden arm more than he ever loved her. She had been buried with that golden arm. So after a while after she had been buried, he grabbed that shovel and made his way to her gravesite of his beloved wife. He began to dig. With each dig of the shovel into the dirt that covered his wife's grave, he thought to himself, "Oh, that golden arm. I must have that golden arm. I'm going to get that golden arm." He dug, and he dug. And eventually, he found her and her golden arm. Covered in dirt, her face was so pale. In the moonlight, her lips were ashy. Oh, but that golden arm, it glistened and it shined. It was so bright and still so beautiful. He reached in and grabbed it out. And he quickly began to cover his dead wife with the fresh dirt that he had piled up. All the while he was thinking to himself, "I have the golden arm. I've got it. I finally got the golden arm." He covered the grave with the dirt so it looked like it had never been dug up to begin with. Made it look just like nothing had happened. He grabbed that golden arm and he ran through the cemetery and through the woods and up the dark hillside, through the fog, back to his great big house. He took that golden arm and hid it in a secret safe. It was a safe that no one else had ever known about, not even his beloved wife. After all his hard work digging and his wild uphill running through the fog, he found himself exhausted. He sat down in his chair, the chair he always sat in the afternoon, right after tea, and he fell asleep. But he awoke to some kind of a sound. Who's got my golden arm? The old man, he was startled by the ghostly vision of his dead wife standing right before him. Who's got my golden arm? Her skin was so pale. He was terrified. Who's got my golden arms? Her ruby lips, they were ashen and gray. Could it really be her? Who's got my golden arms? Her hair was all clumped with fresh dirt. Could she be alive? Who's got my golden arms? Who's got my golden arms? Who's got my golden arm? You've got my golden arm. And that's the story of the golden arm. I hope you enjoyed that story. It's always fun to tell. Feel free to share it with somebody else. Maybe even tell it around the campfire. I'm sure it's going to keep Barney and Gomer awake all night. But is it going to keep you? I hope not. We'll see you next time on Two Chairs No Waiting. If you can make it there.
You can hear him saying, ooh, ooh, who stole my golden arm? Who stole my golden arm? Who stole my golden arm? Who stole my golden arm?